Do you know the haunting stories that the dark tunnels beneath Belgium's earth hold? What if I told you about the heartbreaking lives of coal miners in the early 1900s? A world where the sun barely touched the skin of those who spent their days fighting for survival underground, risking their lives to fuel the fires of progress above. But behind the scenes of industrial growth lay the most gut-wrenching tales of sacrifice, danger, and unimaginable pain. Stay with us as we uncover this harrowing chapter of history. Before we dive into the depths, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss the stories that deserve to be remembered. In the heart of Belgium during the 1900s, coal mining was more than just an occupation, it was a battle between man and nature. Miners descended into the earth, often before the break of dawn, not knowing whether they would see daylight again. These men, and sometimes even children as young as 10, worked in suffocating darkness, inhaling coal dust that slowly but surely destroyed their lungs. It wasn't just the physical toll, it was the psychological burden, too. Imagine hearing the creak of unstable wooden supports or feeling the tremor of the earth as you worked, knowing that collapse was a constant, deadly threat. But it wasn't just the natural hazards that made this job horrific. The equipment was rudimentary, safety measures were practically non-existent, and employers were more concerned with profit than human lives. Accidents were chillingly common: explosions from ignited methane gas, mine collapses burying dozens alive, and floods turning tunnels into watery graves. Survivors would emerge blackened by soot, their faces etched with fear and exhaustion, only to return to the same hell the very next day. One of the most heart-wrenching aspects of this period was the disregard for human life. When disasters struck, often killing hundreds, families were left with nothing but grief. There was no insurance, no compensation, just sorrow and an empty table where a father or brother once sat. Entire communities were shaped by this endless cycle of danger, poverty, and death. Perhaps one of the darkest days in Belgium's coal mining history was the 1906 Courrières mine disaster, the deadliest in Europe. Although it occurred just across the border in France, its echoes reverberated across the mining community. Over 1,000 lives were lost in a single explosion, leaving villages devastated. Similar incidents happened in Belgian mines too, leaving entire generations scarred by loss. And yet, the miners persevered, driven by necessity, knowing their labor was essential for their families' survival. This story of coal miners returning from the depths is not just history, it's a testament to human endurance and the cost of progress. So, what do you think about the sacrifices made in the name of industrial growth? Was it worth it? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want to hear more about untold stories like this, subscribe to our channel and help us keep these memories alive.